Oh, yes, my name is Mary, born of the Lord and dwell in the Lord. I am here to share about the story of my life and show that God has done me well. He is a great God. He is really and indeed a faithful God. It has been a tough journey, a journey of so much valleys, a journey of so much rivers, journey of so much plains, hills, and mountains, but the Lord has still remained to be faithful. I'm giving a story about my life on a little part, and with time, we'll continue to do more and more and more. Well, being a firstborn in a family of 6, it was not easy, but yet still God remained to be faithful. There is a time we were really struggling financially, spiritually, emotionally, but still God kept being with us. I remember one day, or rather so many days, we used to go without food. We would struggle to feed ourselves. Well, our parents would really try, but things were still yet tough. But God made it happen for His glory. I remember we used to go to school with no food. We'd go and beg, we'd go and borrow food, we'd be given food by teachers, we'd be given food by friends. I remember the times we went for a week with no food. We would just drink the strong tea and go to school. But that one never made us not to achieve what we were supposed to achieve. I remember we'd go to the neighbors and borrow food. Sometimes we'd go to study, but it was not studies. We were going to stay and check if they will have food for us. Whether as they eat, they will remember that there are some children of the neighbor and they at least help us with something to feed on. Sometimes we would have favor, we get the food, and sometimes we never made it to have the food. We would go as if we're going to study, but it was not studies. We had gone to just pass time and wait and see if we would get food. I remember sometime my sister, because of so much strains, she was not able to go to school because food was a problem. I remember one day one of my classmates told me that, Mary, you have a stunted growth. Why? I was so emaciated. I was so thin, like there was nothing that seemed good for me. We would go and get jobs. We would struggle and struggle to go for vibaruras and all that for us to be able to get food for ourselves. Sometimes we would get a half kilo of rice by then. We were 6, so it is, you can imagine a half kilo of rice. It has nothing, but you still have to share between the 6 of you. Share a little, just for the stomach for that day, just to make us not, or rather to make us just survive for that day. We thank God this far, He has done us well. Remember, we used to cook sometimes ugali, then the mboga would be there, a small flour, maize flour, that will just have the onion and the cooking oil. We just fry it, then we put so much water so they will garlic. Then we have this other soup with so much water for us to be able to sustain ourselves and at least survive. But all in all, God is still faithful. He has done us well. Today it's a different story. Today is a very, very different story, which is a testimony that God became a provider. God became a great support system for us. We never lacked again. God came through for us, for He is Jehovah Jireh, the provider. Well, I would encourage someone today and tell them that it is not yet over until it is over. There's a God who changes our history. There's a God who changes our story. There's a God who changes time and season. For He is a mighty God. He's a gracious God. He's a very faithful God. He is a present helper in time of need. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid nor dismayed, for He is with you. He is God. I have seen Him. He does miracles. He does marvelous things and beautiful things in our lives. He is an amazing God.